Teddy Feinberg here, coming at you for the third straight week of just the Teddy Show. Brook, hope all is well. We are going to talk about Aggies APR and the state baseball and softball tournaments specifically, and probably even touch very quickly on Aggie softball and Aggie baseball. But let's start off at the top with the Aggie APR. For those of you who did not hear, Aggie football was docked 4 hours of practice time, or another way to look at it is they were docked a day of practice time. You get 20 hours of practice a week. They have to give you a day off per week. Your game or your game day is counted as 3 hours of those 17 of those 20 allotted. So you're really looking at 17. Aggies are now down to 13. This is because they scored low on their academic progress rate over their last 4-year averages, specifically during the 2012-13 academic year. Hope you're all following this. Hope you're all taking notes. There will be a pop quiz after the show. In any event, the Aggies scored a 907 during the 2012-13 campaign, and they had a 915 4-year average. Now, it could be worse, actually. The NCAA beefed up the requirements. You have to hit a 930 now. Some teams were punished worse. Idaho was punished. They won't have a bowl game this year if they were in fact eligible. Same with UNLV. They were banned from postseason play. The Aggies had the same punishment as Oklahoma State University, so it's not unprecedented to have some sanctions here. It has happened before. It's happened to the Aggies before, although, in fairness, not in recent years. It seemed like they've kind of steered out of academic trouble for the most part. I do not think, from a personal standpoint, 13 hours a week, I think you can work around that. Obviously, the Aggies haven't been bowl eligible or been to a bowl game. They haven't been to a bowl game in about 1960. So it's been a while since they've been in a postseason contest, and they haven't been bowl eligible. I believe Tony Samuel, when he was here, had them on the bowl eligible level for a couple of years, but there just weren't that many bowl games back then. Now there's a ton. Clearly, that would be a concern. And judging from Jason Groves, who did the story in today's Las Cruces Sun News, judging from his story, they have to really pick up the pace this upcoming year. They have to score. A year from now, they have to score very well. That score will be based off of this past season. Now, just looking at this past season, I would imagine possibly in Austin Franklin. He obviously left early. He was academically ineligible early in the year, so you could speculate there could be an issue or two there from an APR standpoint. I know Andrew Manley, their quarterback, transferred. There could be a couple other guys in the mix too, so obviously we're not really sure on where things stand, although there could be some issues. I guess we'll find out. I will say this. I think it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario for New Mexico State, because I think you need, obviously you want to have both. You want to have the academics and you want to have the talent. But I think at NMSU, you find yourself recruiting some at-risk academic kids. Same with the University of Idaho. Let's face it. Is that rare? I wouldn't think so. A Kenny Turner in Austin Franklin, they might not be Rhodes Scholars. I get it. They're going to help you win football games. So it's a line you have to walk, and I think it's probably one they've been walking for a lot of years here, at least in terms of how long APR has been in existence. I will say, on the flip side of the coin, Aggie basketball head coach Marvin Menzies, they've done a great job of not recruiting at-risk kids and still bringing talent to the program. They've done it the international route, Canada, of course some European kids, and of course a kid player or two from South Africa. So they've gone the international route, but they've actually found a way to make it work. I do think football's a different breed, and I do think you have to recruit at-risk kids. I spent 4 minutes talking on this topic, and it's been entirely too long. Let's look at the state playoffs for baseball and softball. Mayfield is playing Rio Rancho. They're starting literally right now. It's about 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Rio Rancho's the number 3 seed in the state. Mayfield's the number 6. This would be an incredible game for Mayfield to win. Rio Rancho under Coach Murphy has a tremendous recent history. They've won 3 of the last 7 state championships, including last year's. They've gotten better as the year has gone on. They're a great program. Mayfield's had a great year, though. 10-2 in district, swept Rio Grande in the first round. The Trojans have really been playing good baseball. So can they go there and battle? I think they can battle. Can they win? I'm not so sure. We'll find out here in a couple hours. Couple other games going on. Oñate wins 11-0 in softball over West Mesa in their first round game. They're playing later today. in round, I guess it's the semifinals. They'll be playing at about 5 o'clock. Same with Centennial. They beat Goddard 11-3. They're playing in the semifinals. Oneonte's ranked number 2 in 5A. Centennial number 4 in 4, or number 3 in 4A. Both those teams have legit chances at winning a state title. But remember this. It's one thing to be one of the best teams. It's another thing to be the best team. And when you advance and you're a young club, you're dealing with more than just the elements of a game. You're dealing with pressure, and you're playing the best of the best. So I think both those teams are in the mix. Would I pick them? I don't know if I would pick them to win it, but they should be right there. And, of course, we would like to see our local teams bring home some gold. Cruces High, they lost their quarterfinals game against Rio Rancho. I believe the final score was 15-6. They're playing in the losers bracket this afternoon against Alamo. All the softball games are in Rio Rancho. All the baseball games are in Albuquerque. They will be continuing on throughout the weekend. Saturday are the state championship games. So, of course, follow our website, follow our Facebook page, follow me on Twitter for constant updates. Just jumping on, Aggie Baseball plays their last home series of the year, regular season series against Chicago State. It's a 4-game series, 3 games count in the WAC standings, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday doubleheader, last game of the doubleheader doesn't count for WAC. If they win one or North Dakota loses one, the Aggies are in the WAC tournament. Top 6 teams make the WAC tournament. Aggies are in 7th place. Grand Canyon is not eligible as they transition from D2. Aggie softball, huge disappointment, losing in the WAC tournament. They were the number 1 seed. Personally, I thought that they were going to get an NCAA berth. I thought at the beginning of the year, Aggie volleyball, Aggie basketball, Aggie softball would be NCAA tournament teams. They lost to Utah Valley twice. They were eliminated. Tough way to end the year. I have to go. Have a great day. At Teddy Feinberg on Twitter. Later.